One of my favorite pairs of twin films is another one from 1998, Tom Tykwer's Run, Lola, Run and Peter Howitt's Sliding Doors. In both movies, the same story is told multiple times, and each time a small detail is changed at the beginning, and we see how that drastically alters the outcome. Run, Lola, Run is a thriller where the titular character has 20 minutes to obtain a large amount of money in order to save her boyfriend's life. There are 3 different versions of the story that play out consecutively. It feels like a video game where you complete a level and then start it over again and do things a little differently in hopes of getting the best possible result. Meanwhile, Sliding Doors is a romantic comedy that alternates between 2 storylines. At the beginning of the movie, the protagonist misses her train. Then the movie rewinds and we see her successfully board that train. From that point on, the film alternates between the 2 storylines, showing us how her entire life plays out based on whether or not she caught that train. Thanks to this movie, it's referred to as a sliding doors moment when something seemingly inconsequential completely alters the trajectory of future events. I don't think that's fair though, because both of these movies are indebted to the film Blind Chance. Not only did Blind Chance experiment with this concept nearly 2 decades earlier, it's also basically both films rolled into one, because like Run, Lola, Run, it has 3 separate storylines told in succession, and like Sliding Doors, the stories start with the protagonist running after a train. And there are other movies that play with this concept, but the point of this video was to talk about the twin films from 1998, so I won't get into those. When it comes to these 2 movies, I prefer Run, Lola, Run, because it's such a breeze to watch, it's easy to follow the different storylines, and it's such a short and straightforward movie. But I'm also a fan of Sliding Doors. It went to some darker, more serious places than I would have expected. It's definitely a messier movie, and not all of it works, but honestly, I just love the concept so much. I constantly think about the ways my entire life could change based on one trivial detail. Whenever something bad happens, as cheesy as it sounds, I try to convince myself that everything happens for a reason. So even though things might be bad right now, it will alter the entire trajectory of my life, and my life could end up being better than it would have been if that one bad thing never happened. I also think about this when it comes to decision making. For example, if I'm trying to decide between taking a train or walking and I end up walking, it amuses me to think of a parallel universe where there's a version of me that took the train and her life ends up totally different from mine. It reminds me of a monologue Richard Linklater delivers in his film Slacker, where he talks about how every thought you have creates its own reality. Sorry I got off topic again, but if you've seen Run, Lola, Run and Sliding Doors, let me know which one you prefer. And if you have any examples of sliding doors moments from your life, please feel free to share, because I'm always fascinated by this sort of thing.